What are the main ways artists make money? Let's talk about this. So first, I feel like the pretty obvious answer would be that it would be streaming as the #1 source of revenue. And this could vary depending on the artist. Artists don't actually make as much from streaming as you probably think. Unless you know about how the record deal system works, like it's not really like they make a song and they just earn all the money. Basically, what artists do is they generally sign a deal, and that deal has it to where the label takes a large percentage of how much the artists make. So let's just say an artist signs like a normal standard deal. What will happen is if it's a 70-30 split, meaning 70% goes to the label and 30% goes to the artist. When a song makes $100,000, 70,000 would just go to the label, and then 30,000 would go to the artist. But it's not just like that either, because generally you hear about artists signing deals where they get in advance. That's not just money they keep. That's money they have to pay back. So that remaining 30,000 would go towards paying off their advance. So let's just say they signed a record deal, whatever, $500,000. That $30,000 from that song would go to pay back that record deal, if that makes sense. Which is kind of crazy, like when you think about it, because like some of these artists literally don't make anything from their music just because they haven't recouped all their money yet. All right, and the next category is concerts. This is literally from ticket sales. Let's just say there's a VIP package, like a backstage, festival performances, like literally anything like that goes to the artists. Generally, they don't keep like the whole percentage either, or at least generally it doesn't go to the label depending on the deal you have. If you have a standard deal, meaning you just sign with an advance and you have to recoup the money with your streaming, they would not tie into your concert numbers. But if you sign a 360 deal, on the other hand, it's a different story. That's basically where they take a large percentage of every source of revenue you could have as an artist. So don't sign a 360 deal. The next is merchandise. You generally see merchandise sold on tour, and of course, like, you know, artists will sell normal merchandise too. Let's just say there's a new album release, they'll generally have some merch package with it. I mean, the most successful people you see doing stupid merch numbers is like Travis Scott, but his isn't even like merch. He literally created a whole clothing bar, Guys, I stay out till 5 a.m. Forgive me. He created like a whole clothing brand called Cactus Jack. So it's not even like merch in a sense. It's more like actually a brand. And like Playboy Cardi's Narcissist, that is also a great example. Like creating a brand around your art. But yeah, they do make a lot of money off this too. Next is brand deals / sponsorships. Now, this can vary depending on the artist's like level and stuff. You see Drake partnering with Nike at a super high level. That's like the top. Or like Travis Scott partnering with Nike. Yeah, I mean, that's high level. Generally, you won't see these $20 million contracts being thrown around like that. If you do see a brand deal, sometimes you'll see rappers in commercials or something, like a Glorilla and like a, I don't know, a Reebok or Adidas commercial. It's generally somewhere in the 6-figure range. Next category is publishing and songwriting royalties. So let's just say your song is played on the radio, your song is played at like some event, your song is played at a club, or it's like performed live. You would get residuals from people playing your music in these settings as an artist because you own that artwork and you are like entitled to it. So this isn't like stupid money. Like you're not gonna make like millions off this generally. It's generally even a lot lower than streaming, but it adds up. Every single revenue source adds up. Next is YouTube revenue. I mean, this doesn't make crazy amounts either, just because like the music category doesn't make that much when it comes to CPMs compared to others. It can make money, don't get me wrong. Like a song with 1 billion streams, of course that's gonna make money. But when you have like shorter videos, because songs generally aren't that long, you can't run as many ads as like a whatever 10-minute video. You can't run the maximum amount of ads, but it's definitely a revenue source. Next is licensing. So if your song is used in TV shows, movies, whatever, games, it depends on the contract. Sometimes you'll get paid an upfront cost just to have the song, and you'll get residuals. The negotiations really depend on your situation, but this can vary a lot. So for example, Pharrell using his song in like that Minions movie, he probably got some kind of upfront payment, like here's this little bag so we could use your song. He definitely gets like residuals every time that song is played. So Pharrell's probably fucking rich from that song, I can't lie. Next is like features. I mean, you hear rappers talking about this a lot, or at least I do. I don't know, I feel like I've seen so many like Instagram reels talking about how much Lil Baby pays for a feature. I mean, charges for a feature. Maybe I just need to fucking lock in. But I mean, artists like Lil Baby, Travis Scott are definitely doing $500K or more for a feature, unless they like know you or like have like a built up relationship. Like I'm pretty sure Drake doesn't even charge for features generally, or like major rappers like Eminem or anyone like that. I mean, if rappers do charge for a feature, it could be a high price if they're like a A-list, because like when you think about paying $500K for a feature, it's not just $500K for a feature. When you have that person on your song, that you immediately get brought up to their level and your image is like, damn, you're with this guy. That's like fucking cool. You know, that's what the viewer thinks. So it's all about image at the end of the day. I mean, this could really range anywhere from like a small artist to like sub 10K, from like a A-list artist being like 100 to whatever, $1 million. The next category I'll go into, this one's a bit more rare. You don't see this as much with artists, but I'll mention it here, is it's become like very popular among artists to create their own music labels and then sign people under like a major label. So for example, Playboi Carti's Opium label, even though that's his own label, it's under UMG, Universal Music Group. So Playboi Carti will still make money off of Ken Carson, Destroy Lonely, and Homicide Gang being on his label and streaming and whatnot. I imagine UMG would get some kind of cut of that. Who knows though? I mean, I don't know Carti's whole situation. Or other artists like Jay-Z with Rock Nation. I'm pretty sure Lil Uzi Vert was signed under Rock Nation at one point. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna end it right here, bro. I feel like I've gone through most of the main categories, and let me know if y'all have any questions, and have a great day. Bye.